So two ways to think about those dependencies. Notice that the graph is the same if it's an undirected graph, because it is. But you can think about this. These are all core challenges that we, the hosts, provide. It's everything in gray. But player X is able to contribute a challenge which depends on having solved either challenge B or challenge C. That's one way to think about it, to verbalize it. That's what's tricky about language, is that you can say the same thing more than one way. It's weird, I don't like that. You can also say that B unlocks challenge D. That's another way to think about that sort of conceptual. I don't think there's much difference between them. I'm not trying to harp on that too much. In fact, you don't have to do dependency at all. You can just link, like hot link to somebody else's Google Drive and say, hey, find me the top 3 processes that are running within that virtual machine. Again, that's possible because so-and-so didn't add it to their pool of questions, right? One of the immediate criticisms, at this point we're too late now. You guys already paid your money, so we're doing it tomorrow one way or another. But does it mean the next SOTD would entirely be user-contributed challenges? No, I promise you that I did not want that to be the case because I was afraid people would think that it's all garbage challenges. And there's, again, a lot of thought that sort of went into that. But no, it's not all user-contributed challenges. We have provided a core set of challenges that I think are exceptional. I think, yeah, all this stuff is old slide deck. Who was here, I guess, a year ago at Central Arkansas Hackers? It was decentralized, and we saw most of this slide deck. So,
I want the Jolt abuse the power story.
What's that?
I want the Jolt abuse the power story. Yeah,
Does it abuse of power? Or abuse of trust? Oh, yeah. All right, so that's a fun story. You remember the team from Lake Hamilton? Lake Hamilton High School? Okay, so there were 2 high school teams. These were high school teams. One of them were like the returning champions. And again, these are high school teams. You know who they are, right? They were doing really well. They were sitting next to a team of high school students. It was their first CTF ever. They were the computer science kids who were interested in hacking, interested in learning a little bit about that realm, and wanted to do more. And so their teacher, Ms. Turner, she brought them to the CTF at Joel. And this was in 2019, I think, probably. Somewhere. Yeah. So there was a young lady on this team and a young guy on this team, and they befriended each other. And she wasn't particularly well skilled with regards to like binary exploitation techniques, but she was skilled at like human extraction, if you will, or soliciting information from people. So she had an opportunity. She ended up capturing some other bit of information that I think ended up losing her points, and she had to trick some other team into doing the same thing in order to get her points back. So there's a little bit of a psychology thing there. It's like, are you willing to subject someone to torture in order to avoid torture yourself? I don't know, something about it.
Yes.
At any rate,
the person.
What's that?
Do I get to pick the person?
Well, then I don't know. But so who did she choose? But the only team that had been like helping her immediately, because that was who she had established a bit of trust with, because she knew that she would be able to get so and so to do those, lose those points. So anyway, that's the Jolt abuse of trust. I don't know why that's in that section, but
You put it in there. I was going to ask about it.
yeah, I'm glad you did because I always love to tell that story. So thank you. At any rate, so at this point, it's beyond tentative dates for Sherman Order. Like I said, it's happening, man. So here are hot takes. If you guys have any, do let me know. I'm going to be up late tonight trying to work against you with your brain power. Top 3 criticisms, impossible to solve challenges. And I have them categorized. You can see red and malice, and I have a mitigation or control at the bottom. Impossible to solve challenges. I promise you we've thought about it. Trivial challenges is what I call the race to the bottom. This is the idea that you can create a challenge. Flag, 1, 2, 3. And then you create another challenge that's 1,000 points. You create a challenge that's flag, ABC. You just do that over and over and over again. It's lame. Don't do it. I can stop it from happening. But I think the market will regulate itself. All right? And I do technically want to reward a skill set, which is automation. If you can automate the process of creating those challenges, submitting them, waiting for people to do the thing, that is to say, solve your challenges in an automated fashion, there's 2 teams that have to automate that, right? And that's something worth rewarding. And the team that is most effective at automating, well, now you've won that game. We can turn those challenges off, though. It's just a database at the end of the day. It's not any high-end blockchain stuff. So, there's that. Legit but over and undervalued challenges. Now, this is going to be an honest mistake. Oh, I meant to say the impossible to solve challenge is just like a brick challenge. It's meant to be a time vampire. It's mean. It can happen. It can always happen at a CTF. You can have it inadvertently.
These things are set in stone once you submit them, right?
There's incentive for that.
Okay.
Not incentive. There's a reason for us wanting to do that, and that's to provide you incentive to ensure its solvability, right? So that prevents an aspect of that malice. But where you have enough fake internet money, you might just be willing to burn everyone else's time on what seems to be a trivial task. Hey, base 64 decode this flag, and it wasn't. I'm gonna say base 64, but it was, some other base, encoding, or it just wasn't anything that would get you any points. That's malice. We can just disable that challenge, and we can also disable that from being seen, make it invisible. We can also cap the payouts on something, so that's something more like an honest mistake. In 2019, our SHRP was broken, right? That was one of those time vampires that it's like we didn't mean to. It was a thing we made, but the Huffman coding on our SHRP, there was a problem with it. And so in this scenario, what we would do is there was one team that could have gotten points, and we could have disabled it after that, or we would just disable it altogether and make it not visible for everyone. So those capabilities still exist. It's not like it's the same as every other framework capability-wise, but it's like, how are people going to abuse it when you have to trust all this untrustworthy user input? You know what I mean? So let me see. GMs will cheat. That was a common concern. It's like, well, if you're going to play, that was the thing. It's like, I'm taking by bringing people into the fold, we're taking them out of the talent or the player pool. Well, it's lame to throw a party, like, hey guys, come to my really cool CTF party thing, have a great time. By the way, I'm the winner. Like, that was I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going to damage my reputation more than anything else in doing that. So, just, take my word for it. TM, whatever. So, anything else you guys can think of as far as a criticism of the idea so far? I'm going hot and fast. Anything? We've had a year on several, I think, go around, like presenting this around the state at this point. So you've seen this slide deck. All right. So, this slide right here, tonight, who registered for the CTF that does not have a team already established? All right. Look around the room, look to your neighbor, your left and your right, find somebody that you don't know, and then be friends with them and then register with them. We're going to have some promotional material.
What's the soccer team? 4 people per team?
4 people per team.
We could take one if somebody wants to volunteer.
Okay.
All right.
Might be able to.
All right, so I didn't mean for you guys like actually matchmaking right now because I'm taking the time. But I do encourage you tonight. There is a concert at the casino over here. If you're not 21, sorry. I think you might still be able to go.
21 up.
It's 21 up. Okay. Yeah. Well, there's that.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
Sounds like a challenge. As one of my other favorite stories, another high school team, the same high school team, just there was a bit of backwards this time. And in 2018, we had placed a flag in the bathroom of a bar downtown Fort Smith. And there was a high school team. Obviously, they don't have ID. They can't get in. So they, again, were skilled in binary exploitation. The other team was not. They were able to ask this other team to go into the bar, and barter points. And this was because they had the ability to say, hey, we'll give you the flag. If you go get us this, we'll give you this other high-value binary exploitation flag. So that's, again, really what makes me the most excited about this is the community and the relationships that are built in this capture the flag game and games like this. It's one thing to play, oh, hey, I plan to hack the box in ATM, but there's no skin in the game there. There's no connection. I don't think. Obviously, the VPN connection, but it's not the realness, the human aspect to it. So, we're going to show you guys this stuff tomorrow as well, but I promise this is the line you're going to need the most. Once you have your teams established, you're going to register your team name with a team password, and then you are going to I don't know, set up a Slack channel or create a Discord friend group and then add each other. How you get it to each other, I don't really care. It's not really my responsibility. I'm trusting you guys to figure out that for yourself. The Jolt CTF this year was super dope and had they had a whole Discord bot which managed and created channels. It was all I could do to do this stuff. So I wish that I had been able to provision channels for you, but then again, some of the GMs in here can see all the channels. That's the problem. They just have a new server. So, by the way, our implementation lives on Discord. I didn't say that part yet. But it's important because that's how you're going to interact with this one particular player called SOTB BYOCTF Automaton. This is a rundown on like how the points, you can review this later, how it works out. Right now, in order to post a challenge to BYOCTF, you have to pay to play. You have to pay 50% of the challenge that you're proposing in order to commit it to the table. So that makes you have some skin in the game. Otherwise, that's where this handmade hires and things come in. So you have a challenge with 2 flags, 150 points, so on and so forth. At a certain point, you start earning back your solve. And after 5 solves on average, you're going to get your money back. If it's a single challenge that's of a single flag of single value, 100 points minimum for that, basically. So this is just a screenshot of me dumping the last transactions. Spoiler alert, I can still see the flags, right? I have far more interesting things to do than cheat you at a game that I invite you to, right? But I do need to know, like, oh, so-and-so submitted this flag, Combaticus submitted this, at this time, so I can do manual analysis if I absolutely need to, because I'm terribly afraid you guys are going to break this. And I hope that you do, and I hope you teach you the lesson hurting. That's weird, I shouldn't have said that either. You should have said that. That was too much. Okay, all right, here we go. So I didn't get my excellent rating because I make that joke sometimes, and I tell them, like, hey, was that too much as an instructor, not an instructor? I missed out by saying, like, oh, hey, this was big and thick, that's like, they didn't appreciate it. So, at any rate, benefits, okay, if you don't like this idea, please, I think you're a developer, right? You're a developer. Make a better version of this, all right? This works. God, and your presentation on containers and stuff this morning was fantastic. I really loved that. I was like back there like wrecking my, oh, you suck, whoever wrote this Docker file, me 2 months ago. So,
Git plan, the greatest command on the planet.
yeah. All right, so there is a tool that I built for you guys. It's the BYOCTF Challenge Validator. Back in the day, I was making you like hand jam a TOML file, and you copy and paste it in there. Gone are the days. There's this other thing that's in purple, these awesome synthwave vibes. You can go to validator.byoctf.com, and it will link you to this page. You can click that link to go to the other page. That's how you can create a challenge. If you are so inclined over the week, if you have a CTF challenge that you wrote for another event that you feel like sharing out, this is how you can do it. Really, TOML is really simple syntax. It's not hard. This is a simple single flag challenge. I'll read through it real quick. The author, that's me. The challenge title, that's what you see on the interface. The description, that's the extra description. Tags. So rather than having categories, we have tags, so you can have something be just a little more granular rather than be, oh, this is a forensics challenge or it's a web challenge. It can be both, right? This UUID is that thing that you can build dependencies upon, right? You're a smart man. This is flags, right? So this is the actual flag structure that we built out. So there's the title of the flag, there's how much that flag is worth. At a base value, there are modifiers for first blood. So if you're the first team to solve the flag, you will get extra points. We worked on some other flag types. I just don't think they're there, so I didn't turn them on. But one that was fun and inspired a game that we wrote, like a lottery, so that more people could play it, to win it, and lose, like you split the pot. We just didn't figure that out in time. But anyway, I built a game around it, so enjoy that. And then hints. So the one thing about hints, and this is something that people give a lot of like questions about, how do I price my hints? Because they're given out at lowest cost first, it'd be the first thing you want to tell somebody should be the lowest price. The next thing you would tell them would be the next highest price, and so on and so forth. That's how you would dole out hints to people. I spent a lot of time, somebody was writing with me earlier and they said, man, I tried to look at the BYCCF, it's a lot of text. I didn't show you guys. I'll just go ahead and click the link in the web browser. Like, that's a lot of text to sort of like scroll through. As far as like creating all that stuff, there's examples of like how to create more sophisticated challenges. But I think this video like sums it up in like a few seconds. And well, you can't hear my dope music, but well, anyway, it's just there. Within a couple of seconds,